Play the drum. Good boy. Mr. Harper Ellis. Happy Thursday, everybody.
I know, it hurts.
So we have sort of a situation.
Yes, they're
right,
baby
Mom?
ones. People freaking out. They're baby ones. I can't poke his eardrum. But let me do it.
Just don't do it, Mom.
1, 2, 3. Here, you hold this one. I'll do it.
There we go. There we go.
We just clean it a little bit, just so you get that extra ear wax out. Oh, don't put that in your eye. Don't put that in your eye, you crazy!
So last night we mentioned he had a little diaper rash, and he still does. We don't know, but it came on really fast.
Like, within one diaper change, he had, like, full-blown, like, and it really does. I mean, Ben and I, we've been, of course, talking about, I know. But it looks like almost like an allergic reaction to like, something that was in his poop.
Yeah.
And the only thing we can think of, and I know I'm sure every mom out there is going to be like, well, duh, guys, but we did...
Harper Ellis.
He did have orange juice, a little bit of orange juice, but it was way watered down with water. So, and he eats orange, and I know it's totally different. And you're.
I will take full responsibility for that because I went to get him apple juice. They didn't have apple juice; they had orange juice. So I thought, oh well, he's really thirsty, so at least I'll get it. Well, if that's it, that's a dad fail. Okay, all right, I'll take it.
What about this? You haven't played with this in a while. Okay. Want to play with that?
So, but it's so sad, and he slept so horribly last night because he's so uncomfortable. Oh my God.
Rolling around. And then we got him up to change him because, we're just trying to change his diaper as much as we can so we can keep it dry because, obviously that's the biggest thing about diaper rash is you want to keep them dry. And of course, I'm alternating between a diaper cream that has zinc in it and then Aquaphor to, like I said, really keep everything nice and dry and keep a moisture barrier. But he slept terribly. And then when he woke him up, he woke up in the middle of the night and he had a little bit of a poop. And so I could tell because he was just so, just really restless, and I knew that his bottom was really hurting. So we got him up to change his diaper, and the second we put a wipe on him, it hurt so bad. His little legs went, straight. Like he had been prodded with a branding iron, and then he peed all over himself.
In Antioch, California, the youngest competitors in any event in any county fair compete in the big diaper derby for little folk. Shh. They're going to blow the whistle, and then the idea is to crawl to the outside of the circle. Frantic parents urge him on, and finally, at last, there is a winner. He's Danny Watson, 11 months old and redheaded. Boy, is mother proud, and boy, is Danny boy ever tired. So a little nipper takes a nip of milk.
All over himself.
All over Dad. All
gosh.
Over everywhere.
Yeah.
Because it hurts so bad.
It's just so weird that it came on so fast. I'm talking no trace of diaper rash.
No.
From one diaper about an hour later.
He's only had a tiny bit of diaper rash one other time before in his whole life. And that was when we used, a lot of we use the Honest diapers, which are, organic or whatever. And, we went to, for a while, we tried to use, just a non-organic diaper, a big box brand diaper. And he got not severe. He just got a good, for the first time. But the second we changed back to the Honest, please don't kick Mommy. That is not nice. Anyways, he hates when I cream this child from top to bottom, and he hates it. But... gotta keep that baby skin nice. You only get one set of skin.
So we'll see. Hopefully it'll clear up soon because man, it's horrendous for him. It's horrendous for us.
You just feel horrible. It's like when you even touch it. And the thing is, he had a poop when we were out this morning, and I just had to like take a wipe and just kind of dab, because we weren't at home where I could use like a washcloth and a bunch of water. So he essentially, I just put a diaper right on top of it, and it wasn't fully clean. So then I had to put like So then I had to like come home and give him a bath. So.
Well, hopefully. It's so sad though, because he only really wants to lay in his bed like with his butt up in the air.
I know, like he's so uncomfortable. He really doesn't want to obviously come up here for obvious reasons, and he does not want to be in his high chair because he don't want to sit on his bottom. Hey, give me that.
So hopefully it'll clear up soon. That's our current Thursday. So today is Q&A Friday. So we have lots of questions, and we're excited about answering those later tonight. But we just thought we'd check in and let you know how it's going in the We Are the Wards household.
Stressful.
Always something, right?
Yeah. Why, Harper? Why would you let it be easy on Mom and Daddy, huh? Why? Let me brush those teethies.
It is very late. It's Q&A Friday. And this little guy does not feel good, right, Mom?
Yeah, it's really our fault.
Why?
Because we gave him orange juice, and then he has this terrible, y'all. I mean, it is, and it's just got to, run its course. We're doing everything to keep it dry and treat it with, diaper rash stuff. It hurts him so bad that he just like, anytime you touch it, he just like pees all over himself. Like, it's just so bad.
He forgets about it for a while while he's playing, which is good. But anyway, so we're trying to keep him occupied.
And
So he's watching Mickey Mouse.
and trying to keep him comfortable.
Comfortable as much as we can. So we have Q&A Friday. We are going to do this as quickly as possible, like we say every time. She's so tired, I'm so tired, and he's so tired. But you have so many great questions.
Yeah.
So we're going to get started. And the first one is from Heather. She asked a couple days ago, she said about the gummy vitamins that Olivia was giving Harper. And here they are.
Where did I get them from?
Bed Bath & Beyond.
They're just like they're
What are they called?
little critters. They're by Vitafusion, which is the company I used to get my prenatal vitamins from. But they're naturally sourced, and they're award-winning something or other. I don't know. But they have vitamin A, B, C, D, and E, and folic acid, biotin. All the stuff. They're good. They're just really simple, and that's what I liked about them. They didn't have a bunch of added stuff in them, so unnecessary stuff. So it's just a general multivitamin for children.
We have a Bed Bath & Beyond. It's Bed Bath & Beyond, Bye Bye Baby, and Harmon Face Values, and their other thing, their Trader, whatever, World Market. That's it. And so we found them there, so we're not sure if you want to...
And I've seen they have them at Target also.
Oh, at Target. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That Vitafusion is, like I said, is the same brand that I use for my prenatal vitamins, and they have those at Target also.
Okay. Thank you, Heather, for asking that. Taylor gave a couple of scriptures she liked. She wondered if there was a favorite scripture to get through difficult or trying times.
Well, that sounds like a great one for you.
I think it's Romans. God works together all things for the good of those who love Him and are called according to His purpose. I think that's such a great one. That because no matter what happens, you know that it's all going to work together for the good.
Yeah.
I think that's a real good one.
Absolutely.
I would go with that one. There's so many. Oh, here's one from Allison. Hi, Allison. She said, I have a question Friday. Did you or Hannah have skin removal surgery after BL? She says you don't have to answer. It's too personal, but
No, yeah, I did just on my abdomen. I had, it was, so the Biggest Loser finished in May, and I had the surgery in October. So I mean, I'd like to say I would have done it no matter what, but I'm so thankful that I did it. But the primary reason I did do it is because before I went to Biggest Loser, I was working at a plastic surgeon's office. And so she really wanted to do that for me.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to pay for her services. I did have to pay for the hospital anesthesia, but it was, a fraction of the cost of what it would have been.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are clips of it somewhere online, because Access Hollywood, was it? Access Hollywood, or, they filmed the whole process and everything.
Yeah.
So it's out there somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Cool. Catherine says she used to spin all the time, but until she didn't get her bike set up right, and she hurt her back. Now she's concerned. She wants to try it again, but she has sensitive ears, and the music is way too loud. Earplugs.
We provide free earplugs at
Yeah.
SoulCycle.
Yeah.
And
I wear earplugs even in my wife's own class. I don't play around with that. It's too loud. I mean, it's not too loud because it's the thing, but if you have sensitive ears, just wear the earplugs.
Totally.
And I do.
And
I'm a musician. I got to protect these things.
you can just get the packs of the little, they're like the little styrofoamy squishy ones, the disposable ones.
Yeah.
And those-
I actually enjoy it because then I can actually hear the music sometimes. That's just, everybody has different levels of sensitivity, which I think is good. But that's really, really important.
Yes.
No, put that back. Good boy. Okay, so I think we might have talked about this before, but Emily asked, do you guys basically fend for yourselves for meals, or do you plan to eat dinners to eat together?
Yeah, we definitely eat. We eat individual things, but we eat at the same time most nights. We all eat together. We just all eat different things. And as Harper gets older, that will probably change. But for right now, that really works for us.
And that was a big deal with us, her coming back from the ranch. We had each kind of found the things that worked for us to eat healthy. So we started doing that. We eat at the same time, but we kind of cook our own thing. Every once in a while, like if you cook chicken or something like that, she'll cook enough for both of us. So I'll have that, but then I might have a different side or something like that. But yeah, we usually
Like Ben would eat beans and rice every single meal of every day. If I eat beans and rice every meal of every day, you have to roll me out of here. I gain so much weight. I can't eat that kind of stuff that much.
Yeah. This was a question, I can answer this one. It says, do you use a devotional? I actually, I do. The Book of Common Prayer, which is very old, from like 1580 something. There's a daily called the Daily Office, and it takes you through some prayers and scripture readings for every day. And that's what I've been using for about a year and a half. I love it. I don't always get to all of it just because it's a lot, but I do.
And when Harper was little baby, used to do it with him every day.
Oh, yeah. And sometimes I try to do, actually, the Daily Office, if you really get into it, now it's a rabbit hole. And I love to talk about it. But anyway, there's morning prayer, there's noontime prayer, there's evening prayer, and there's something called Compline, which is the sweetest prayer, little service you do. And I used to do it with Harper all the time. And it has the greatest prayers for going to sleep. And it reads like 2 or 3 psalms that talk about sleep. And then it prays a prayer. There's a St. Augustine prayer in there. I wish I tried to memorize it before, but keep watch, dear Lord, over those who work and weep this night. And it's so powerful. It's so powerful. So I love it because it has a lot of prayers in addition. If I'm not from a liturgical background, as like Catholic or Episcopal, so to me it was all new. So I loved it. You may be familiar with it if you're from a different background, but I just love it. And then the 1979 version, I know this is weird, it's got the updated language in it, so you don't have to do the B's and thous and stuff. But as far as a group of every day, there's a New Testament, there's 2 New Testaments, Gospel and an Epistle, and an Old Testament as well. I love it. So it's really, really good. There's a great app that does it too, but I also have a hard copy. That's mine. Oh, keep it in there. Play the drum. Play the drum. Good boy. Joe, hi Joe. She has several questions here. I don't know if we can answer all of this because this would be a long video. She just sees a lot of stuff. Like some people at work are doing Whole30. What's best, counting calories or Weight Watchers? Some people are counting macros. Learn to come to, what are your thoughts on counting carbs? What is it? How many calories?
I think it's really simple. At the end of the day, you have to find something that you could do the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So for me, counting calories is the easiest way to be accountable, to keep my portions under control, and all that. Now, within that, if you want to do a Whole30, you have the freedom to do that.
Yeah.
If you want to, get really fancy and count macros and all that, I just find all that so incredibly fussy and overwhelming that I know that I do the best when I eat lean proteins, fruits and vegetables, heavier on the greens, less on the starchier stuff like, sweet potatoes and rice. Not that I'm going to ever completely cut those things out, but I'm just going to eat that kind of stuff fewer and far between. But for me, staying within a calorie budget really allows me a whole lot of freedom. And I just feel like when a lot of times you get, you're counting like points and macros, and I got to make sure my body's in like ketosis and all. I mean, it just gets like, it is so overwhelming and crazy.
Yeah.
And I am not in any way saying any of those things are bad, because for some people, they're very successful and they're like, oh, counting macros is easy. I can do that the rest of my life. I tried just to get somebody to explain it to me. Like, I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, it was just too much work. And for me, I need something that's very simple, but that is sustainable for the rest of my life. And
and really, at the end of the day, the calories in, calories out. Now, it is a little bit different. Like she was saying, she can't eat the rice and carbs and stuff like that. In general, I find that females in general can't eat nearly as much of that as men can.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry.
It's a sheer fact that testosterone is the hormone that burns a lot of that, extra built up sugars and glycogen and things like this. Just, it torches that kind of stuff. And women tend to have less testosterone in their body than men.
And the thing is that, I mean, for me, I can really just say at 1,900, 2,000 calories, I'm going to lose weight. At 2,500 calories, I'm going to maintain weight if I'm working out regularly. I don't have to think about any of those other things. I basically can just eat those amount of calories. You can't really do that as much.
No. Oh my gosh. I ate 2,500 calories a day.
Well, not just the amount, but the types of calories. Like, I don't have to think about it. You have to think about that. Or, I'll say this for men or women, if you're diabetic or have any sort of insulin resistance. I just don't, particularly, I don't have that. Now, the thing about the calorie budget, you really should talk to your doctor.
100%. You got to figure that out, like, for you, as far as, because it all plays into account with your resting metabolic rate and all this, like, and to get the most optimal, because people are like, oh, well, I've counted calories in the past and I didn't lose any weight. Well, what calorie budget were you at, and how'd you come up with that number? You know what I mean? Like, any general practitioner should be able to help you find, based on your age, your height, your current weight, and what your resting so when if your resting metabolism, your resting metabolic rate is essentially, if I were to lay on this couch all day and not move and not do anything but just exist and breathe, how many calories would my body burn in a day? Like, that's what your kind of metabolic rate resting at. So, and that can be, it's a very simple test, and most doctors.
Yeah. That's the best way to do it. Now, I will say, if you want a little hack and you want to start like today, then,
I think
MyFitnessPal is going to tell you based on your weight or whatever, what they think. And you do that for a week. If you don't lose any weight, then you need to knock off a couple hundred.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one way to feel it out.
Like all Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, for women, it's always based on a 1,400 calorie diet. Always.
Yeah.
Always. I mean, and I'm not saying that's what you should do or not. I'm just saying that is kind of like the bog standard.
I'll tell you one thing. You start counting it and you'll realize how much you're eating. Because if you're not and you're just eating sort of all the time, I'm not even saying going ham on it, but just like you will be amazed how much you're eating. So
Or not even bad things. Like,
No.
you know, there are times when I'm really watching what I'm eating. I'm really eating good stuff, but I'm still eating way too many calories.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You'll probably see at the beginning just by doing that. Say you even said, I'm going to eat 1,800 calories. You may be eating 3,000 calories a day. Well, I guarantee you're going to lose weight to make that kind of change. Now, long term, you're going to need to adjust that even further. But so I hope that, Joe, that helps a little bit. That's just sort of, there's a lot more to unpack there with that. But yeah. Hey, Toe. So let's see. One more over on Twitter. Reese had a couple of questions just about like sort of like New York life, which I think would be good to answer. She talked about, do we own or lease an apartment? She's never lived in a big city, so she doesn't know how it works. Well,
We rent
an apartment, and I would say most people rent, although there are several people that buy. But
I mean, if you wanted to buy this apartment,
oh gosh,
it'd probably be at least $650,000.
oh, it'd be more than that. The square footage.
Maybe no more than 800, but it would be around that.
Yeah, it's just really expensive. So if you think, 20% down payment is a normal thing, well, coming up with that kind of money is a lot.
Oh my gosh.
So most people really do lease. Now, eventually, long term, it'll be, like everybody says, it'd be great to buy, but it's just such a huge investment up here. Way different than we grew up. I mean, just way different. And she asks that because you say you want to decorate, change things, paint, and all that kind of stuff. And you, in New York, you still do that.
Well, and not only that, but you're signing 2 to 4 year leases at a time. And so, I can't do any kind of major renovation. Like I can't if I owned this apartment, I would knock that wall over there. I'd knock it out. And I'd make this one whole big.
Oh yeah.
Don't mind the Christmas tree.
I keep trying to get it out of the shot.
It's still
but it's
there. That is like my goal of the weekend.
And
guys.
the piled stuff.
Oh, it's like this whole area is just like
Everything else is pretty clean right now,
yeah.
but that.
It's just a poop show over there. But
Also, because I sit there and edit the vlog and work, it becomes sort of a
There's
place.
like
There's cameras, books. I always have lots of little books and notebooks.
Oh my gosh, it's always like, what is this monster? Anyway,
yeah.
But I can't do that. But I can, paint. We painted Harper's room and we decorated. We actually we had this ugly, nasty vanity that was like falling out of the wall. And we were just like, oh, forget it. Like, instead of, we could have called our landlord and like had this whole thing. And, they would have replaced it with another ugly, just a newer version of the ugly. So we just went to IKEA for like $50. We, invested in a really nice, that white lacquered in our bathroom, if you've ever seen it. That white lacquered cabinet. We had an existing mirror that we put above the sink. We changed that light fixture out. That was like $40. So we do little things.
Yeah, as much as we can. You're welcome to the next tenants.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
exactly.
And one more on that. She says, would you like to move to where you have a yard, etc.?
I would like to move somewhere where I have more space, just in general, whether it has a yard or not. I would love to have a little bit of green space, but at the same time, we've lived in homes with yards, and I do know the maintenance of a yard is not something I'm super interested in, but I would love to live in like one of those really, really nice, like, one of those nice townhomes.
Little bitty yard.
Yeah, like a patio home.
Because let me tell you something. If I have a hard time keeping my books and stuff off that table, let me tell you something. It is a hard thing for me to keep that yard mode.
Yeah.
You gotta know your weaknesses.
You always did good.
I did it, but let me just gotta know your weaknesses. Let's be honest about this. But
why, how lovely.
Glad you like it. Hold on just a minute. I'm nearly through with this strip.
Who would have thought we'd ever manage to redecorate this room and do all the work ourselves?
And then she says, it seems hard to get around, ride the subway, walk up all the stairs, be in traffic. I mean, yes, I would agree with you. But,
I mean, you just kind of get used to it.
yeah, it's more than if you don't.
Okay, let me give you for instance. We don't live very far from Soul Cycle, both the 63rd location or the 83rd. And really, at 63rd, if I hit everything just right, I can get from door to door 18 minutes. I can get exactly where. Okay. Well, tonight I got on the N, went all the way to 59th and Lexington. Well, for whatever reason, I was going to get on the 6 to go uptown. The 456 was not running. Okay? And so I was like, I'll go upstairs and catch a cab just because I'm already going the right direction. It'll be really inexpensive. No cabs. Okay, meanwhile, the clock is ticking. I have to teach at 5:30. It's already like 5:10, and I'm still like 30 blocks away from where I need to be. And so then I run up to 63rd, and I'm like, oh, great. The new 2nd Avenue subway line just opened up. I'll ride that. So then I get down there. You have to get on this elevator to go all the way down because it's so deep down. I get down there, and I had to wait 15 minutes for a train. Who knows why? The queue just took forever to come. Finally got on it, went 1 stop, or 2 stops, 72nd and then 86th. Then had to walk like 4 blocks. And I got there like 10 minutes, 5 minutes before my class started. I left over an hour before my class started. And that was a very rare, situation. But for some reason, there was something going on. The trains were all messed up. So that does happen. I've missed classes before in the past because you get caught in a wreck in the car, or you get, there's just,
Yeah, it's a different way of life for sure. It has its benefits too, because you have time to like read or listen to music, or you come into contact with lots of people that you've never come into contact with before. I think there's something really powerful about that.
Yeah.
That is way different than the way we grew up. But listen, it's not just I'll just run over there and do this, or I'll just throw this in the car and do this, or when we first got it, we didn't have a car before I started working in the church. You had to just really plan because you didn't have anywhere to put anything. So if you bought something, whatever, you have all these bags, and then you're trying to go somewhere, and yada yada yada. So yeah, it is, but at the same time, it's you just get used to it. It's just a way of life. So anyway, I think that's it for Q&A Friday. We made it.
Look at this guy.
Oh, he's doing so good. I can't believe he's still up.
But look, he's so uncomfortable.
He's so uncomfortable, my Bobo.
Well, change your diaper one more time and then go night-night.
Go night-night. So you guys can pray for Harper that his bottom gets healed up.
Don't give your babies orange juice,
Cool.
Daddy.
Gosh, I wouldn't take that back in a heartbeat. Anyway. Hey, Debbie did remind me on Don't Be the Fat Husband, I used to always at the end remind you to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and leave a comment. So, like, subscribe, comment, and share. I'll add one more. How about that?
Love that.
So, we are the Warts. We're so glad you're with us. Have an awesome weekend. People are going crazy over these sumo mandarins, including this one right here.
They're delicious.
She told me, I got home, she said, I just bought $17 worth of sumo.
I went back to Whole Foods tonight and got 5 more. They're expensive because they're really heavy.